He has a right to a judicial process and procedures. He shouldn't be tortured. Every human being that is breathing have a right to exist. Now, we're not talking about the right to exist, but I understand how loaded that question is. Whenever people ask, do you believe Israel have a right to exist? That's a loaded question. And I know what it means. It's loaded because they put you in a position that they think you may either say yes or no. Your yes becomes illegal, because it's illegal to say that. You put yourself under the security radar, and whenever you say yes, you give Israel the legitimacy to exist and do whatever they like. Now,
what makes you say it's illegal?
now,
It's illegal. Hang on, you're saying it's illegal to say that you don't want it to exist?
that's illegal. That's illegal.
Illegal?
Yes, it's illegal to say that. Yes.
Illegal.
You don't know what?
Is it illegal?
Let me ask you a
It's
question.
illegal in this country to say that Israel doesn't have a right
okay.
to exist. Because all these people must be breaking the law then.
Well, I would not say the people here is breaking the law, because here has special laws that protect people to say things. Generally, if a person is working for the council or you have a government job and you say publicly Israel does not have a right to exist, you will be released from your job. Number two, you will do you mind if I finish?
I don't mind, but
Do you-
I disagree.
If you disagree, that's fine. I understand you disagree, and I know you would disagree before I say it. But can I finish?
Jeremy Corbyn,
But do you mind if I finish?
Jeremy Corbyn, for instance, would say,
You don't care for me to finish, are you?
even though you know, go on, carry on.
Yes. So the question you're asking me about Israel having a right to exist, I fully understand that being a loaded question. My answer to you is this: every human being has a right to exist. The babies who are killed right now in Gaza, they have a right to exist. Everybody, a criminal has a right to go to court. And he has a right, when he goes to prison, to be fed. And when he's in police custody, given all the rights he has. Everybody have a right to exist. But that's not the point. That question is loaded in order to put a person in a compromising position. That's what that question is meant to. Now let me spin the let me spin.
Hang on, you're saying that I posed the question, so you're saying I posed the question that was loaded. Yeah? That was not my intention. I'm genuinely, innocently asking you, do you feel, from what you're saying, it sounds like you don't feel that the state of Israel does have a right to exist?
No, I never said that, no. You would like me to say that.
No, I don't care what you say.
No, you would want me to say that.
Get the fucking answer out.
You want me to say that.
I don't want you to. I'm not
Does Israel have a right to
I'm
exist?
not making this. I
If you
don't
ask me the
care.
question, the same question she was asking my sister. If you
Everybody,
ask-
not just Jews.
if you
No,
ask me
everybody.
If you ask me that question,
Everybody have a right
I'll
to
say
exist.
no. Maybe
Everybody have a right to exist. But the loaded question is that puts you that puts you under the security radar, and if you're working in a public servant, you'll be sacked.
through the Zionism, okay?
That's the implication.
Then maybe
Yeah.
says yes.
No,
Loaded, is it? It's just a simple question.
it's not a simple question.
People who ask that question, the majority of them use it in a loaded way. You
You
may
don't
be an
think this guy,
exception.
you don't think this guy loads his questions?
Sorry? Sorry?
I said, you load your questions, you've got an agenda. Like I say, you've been hectoring me 5 minutes into this conversation. You don't even know where I stand on this, but you're having a go at me. The idea was we were going to have a polite conversation, which you literally said, you know, I like polite. Let's
Are you
have a nice-
are you unhappy with
And
having a
then
conversation with me?
The way you converse, I don't
Are you
like.
unhappy with the way I'm having a conversation? Do you want to have a conversation with the rest of the gentlemen?
Yes.
Right, I'm quite happy to sit back.
Question. Was South African in apartheid South Africa?
I'm
If
not good with that.
It's all right.
somebody asked you,
All right.
if somebody asked you, do South Africans
Keep it there.
the white side,
Sorry? None of these cameras belong to me.
the white South Africans in the 90s when the apartheid was still going on? If a white man came to you and said, do the white South Africans in South Africa have a right to exist? Is that not loaded?
Well, look, the people, we're not talking about the people, we're talking about the state. Should it be run by whites, by white people? No.
The South African white government at the time, do they have a right to exist?
Should it have been a white state? Is that what you're saying?
Did they have a right to
It's a
exist?
different, we're not talking about the people, we're talking about the state. So does white South Africa have a right to exist?
Did the state at that time have a right to exist? The
apartheid.
apartheid.
That's a hard one because
if you
It's a hard one.
Because if you say no,
She understands
Yeah,
what
no,
the yes
I
knows.
do understand the
She understands the consequence of yes.
because if you say no, you're
She
racist,
knows that.
You're racist against white people.
No, it's not racist. Beyond that. No, it's beyond that. It's supporting terrorism. It is supporting. It's not racism. Apartheid has very little to do with race. Apartheid has to do with disempowerment of specific group of people. Now, it's the reason why she's reluctant to answer the question. She knows the consequences of the question. That the yes will apply the same to Israel. That's why she's reluctant. But anybody who is objectively involved in justice will know, everybody, the world, America, England, the whole world understand apartheid was evil. And apartheid was wrong, and it should not have done all the things, and it should not have get away with all the things it got away with. But you're reluctant to say that. Do you know why you're reluctant?
Right, so can I go back to talking
Yeah,
to
sure,
the
no, yeah,
gentleman?
of course.
Right, so I think that's a really good question, because literally the Dutch took over Africa, and yet it doesn't take much to see that the way they treated the second-class citizens. So everybody, did they legally have a right to be in that place? They took it over, they won it in war, but because of the way they acted, most people would not have any problem saying they shouldn't have been there. So, and were there other examples like, are there any other examples where people have taken over and then people have, I guess...
Why they didn't have two states
Dutch
in South
and-
Africa?
Yeah.
Why they didn't have two states? Why in Palestine, what we call Israel, two states?
They didn't have democracy, did they?
Where?
In South Africa.
They had a democracy, they had elections.
They didn't have free
They had
elections.
elections.
Black people
They didn't have
couldn't
free
vote.
election, they had democracy, they had elections,
They did-
and
whereas
all the
that's
global
not-
powers of the world
Israel,
were
they-
embedded with South Africa at that time.
In Israel, they do have elections, and about 25% of Israel has got. I'm not speaking for Israel anyway. I'm not an Israeli, but I'm just to make the
Speaking for them,
No, I'm
in favor of them.
No, but just to take your point. So in
Have you
Israel-
examined the democracy of Israel?
So in Israel, they have about 20 to 25% of the people are Arab, and they have full voting rights, as I understand.
As I understand.
They're pretty much.
But the question is this: whenever you look at the nature of any apartheid regime, they have some 5 key characteristics. Number 1, they have a history of brutally killing and assassinating people without the right of law. So which means they make themselves lawfully to kill others other than themselves. Secondly, they have a superiority ideology. So we could look at the characteristics, measure it against who the globe has agreed to be apartheid, and then measure that and see whether Israel fit these characteristics. So let us look at the characteristics, the qualities, and the core concepts of an apartheid regime. Apartheid regime has a brutal record of killing men, women, and children indiscriminately, without law, without justice, and without reasons.
That's what happened
And
in South Africa. It was the same
that's
thing.
what happened there.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it wrong. Now what happened, the race issue is to block, to shield them. So apartheid, now look at any regime in the world, and anytime they have a track record of brutally slaughtering people as a state without right, without justice, that carries the consequences just as apartheid. The second thing is the all apartheid regime have a superiority ideology. Look at Israel, it has what? What is the ideology of Israel?
They're better than others. This is a fact. It says it in their scripture.
The president says that, talks about the superiority. In their constitution, on their website, they talk about Israel Jewish superiority. Look at India, has the same superiority.
Even that bloke who stands over there.
Who?
Even the bloke who stands over here. He doesn't like Netanyahu. The guy.
Does what?
The guy. Can you not understand me?
No, so I'm not hearing you
The
because
white
somebody
guy.
back is shouting, sorry.
The white guy.
Doesn't
you
like
mean.
The guy who
Netanyahu.
stands here. He doesn't
The one
like
inside the Israel
Netanyahu.
and
Netanyahu's
Palestine.
He's a criminal internationally, that's why. But shall I
He
say one
doesn't
thing?
like Netanyahu. So
You
what-
mentioned.
can't quote what Netanyahu
No, he's
said.
against Palestinian. He's against resistance defending their land.
He's
He is,
against Hamas.
no, he's against the PLO.
Against terrorism.
No, he's against the PLO, against Hamas. And then I correct him.
Are you a mother?
Are you a favour of Hamas?
No, hold on. Don't, that's a loaded question as well.
Yeah, in those Arabs are not allowed to
Listen,
marry Jews.
This is the kind of questions. Okay, if you want to ask me the questions, my dad, my sister, or my mother, okay, Hamas, okay, they are Palestinian, regardless whether you're not. I mean, I agree with them or I don't agree with them. Hamas, they are born in Palestine before the state of Israel. Okay, before the creation of Israel. If you're talking about Hamas now and Hamas before and Hamas forefather, they came from that part of the world. Whether I agree
the
that.
IRA, and I don't support
no, no,
They
no.
blew
But,
up
no.
people in London.
The way they did it was wrong,
Yeah,
but they had a right to
that's
defend themselves.
that's wrong.
No, they didn't have
No,
the
no,
right to
no.
kill
What
people.
I'm
Not
saying
kill
is,
people, but
I tell you,
They
defend
did
themselves
kill.
in a lawful way.
I tell you something. But
Yeah,
if the British, if the English, if the British, they went to Ireland, if the British,
Shall we
if the
move?
British-
Shall we move?
No, no. If the British they went to Ireland, I think the Irish they have the right, to defend themselves, regardless in what form they do it is up to them. Okay,
I
that is.
don't, well, my family are Irish, and I don't think that they
No,
did
no. If
that.
they come here, okay, and they follow, they are wrong. Okay, but if the Zionists, the Israeli, the Jew Zionists, they go to Palestine, Hamas, they have the right to defend themselves because it's their land. Do you understand? Hamas, they don't. No. Hamas, they didn't. No, the Palestinians, they did not go. Brother, no, the Palestinians, they did not
Sam
go to
Dawa.
Ukraine or Poland or Argentina or Romania or Hungary. Okay, to kill the Zionists. The Zionists, they went there, okay, which is my mom, which is much older than the state officials. They went there and they tried to defend themselves. That's what it's all about, Hamas or PLO or the Nobel. I mean, what favor? Okay, what favor have you done to us? Okay. No, regardless whether they had or not, there are people of the land. I don't speak. No, they are the people of the land. It's up to them. No, the Irish is up to them what they want to do. The Irish is. In Ireland. Yeah, but if they move out, if they
Serbia genocided Bosnia and Kosovo. Okay? Now, this was an absolute genocide. This is a fact. Now, Kosovo, the Bosnians, they chose to defend themselves and did a lot of destruction. That does not take away from the fact that the Serbians are the initiators. They are the villains. They are the ones who are the enemies. Yes, people are humans to make mistakes, but the main villains are the Serbians. Like Israel. Israel went over there in the last 24 hours, they've killed over 20 people and injured 74 people. I saw on my phone yesterday, a week, 2 days ago, a building was hot, and there's a fire. Burning. And she's crying like this. Listen, I just said, these are the Gazans.
Netanyahu is from Ukraine. He's a Ukrainian.
You said 25% of Arabs have rights in America. That is actually false. Because if an Arab in Israel wanted to marry a Jew, they will not. It is illegal in the family law. Family law of Israel. For Jews to marry non-Jews, even if they're Israelis. Second of all, there's blockages.
Have you ever seen a group?
There's no rights.
Can I ask you this question? Can I ask you, have you ever seen a Middle Eastern group traveling from the Middle East and creating their own state in Europe? Have you ever seen a group of Middle Eastern people travel to Europe and creating their own state in Europe? That's what you call it. They have a British passport. Now, what we have in Palestine, okay, people come from Europe and calling themselves, okay, Middle Eastern. There was a plan. There's a plan. Balfour Treaty.